Today we're going to work on this Mazda 3, right? This Mazda 3, we're just going to give it a buff, take out some scratches, make it look a little presentable, right? Basically, it needs a little paint job, but we're not ready to do that on it as yet. So we just want to make the car look glossy, shiny, and do what we can do with the paint, right? So as usual, we start off with the wheels. We do the wheel detailing first. There's the degreaser, putting some degreaser there, right? And I'm putting enough actually, because we need, this wheel is very dirty on the inside. And there's some iron decon I am putting also. So I let it sit for a while, and then I started to clean the inner rim, right? So you will see in the brush there, there's the dirt coming out from inside. And as usual, we start in a sequence. So we started from the sec, and we are working our way in a clockwise direction, right? So you'll see here we're going at it, right? Each section we're going to go into and make sure the inside of that rim is as clean as we can get it to be clean, right? It's not going to be 100% clean, but it's going to be a way lot better than before. So then we go on to the scrubbing. Alright, we scrub our tires. We already had the degreaser sitting on the tires already. And now we go to using the sponge, and we cleaning the rim literally, all the spokes on the rim. So you will notice that I went in a sequence. I did the inner rim first. I used that brush first. Then I scrubbed the tires, right? That was second. And then I pick up the sponge and I did the rim. And now I am doing the under the well there by the wheel. So this saves us a little bit of time. It makes the process a little more efficient, where we don't have to pick back up the sponge twice, dip twice in the bucket, or pick up the brush twice. We use one particular equipment in a sequence, which will make the process a little more efficient, right? And right now we're washing off. And after, I'm going to do the back wheel here to show you all the amount of grime came out with the degreaser. You'll see it leaking down there, right? And the iron decon. So just look at it for a few seconds, right? And you'll see everything. And now we go to the wash process. Foaming down, right? We do everything in a sequence. So we foam down the car, and then we proceed to the wash. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow, check out the website. You'll see the products on the website. If you need to purchase anything, you'll get it from the links on the YouTube videos. So pull up the YouTube video and you'll see the links there that will send you to Amazon to purchase some of the products that I am using, right? So now we are just washing off the vehicle here, right? Making sure we had enough soap, cleaning off all the dirt, dust, grime, all the stuff that needs to come out, because this vehicle is going to buff. So we are going through the full process of doing basically a wash, clay bar treatment. I use the clay pad, and then I buff with the compound and finish, right, to achieve the best results we can. Remember always to do the gas tank section. This is an area that is forgotten by many. So we also it's also overlooked, right? So when I checked this area here, it was very dirty, very dusty, a lot of grime, dirt. So I use a detail brush, and we clean out the inside of the tank. This brush is a Max Shine brush. I got it on Amazon, and I'll leave the link in the YouTube description so you can purchase if you would like, right? So wash off all the soap, and then we would get to the clay bar section now, right? Clay pad. I use a clay pad, right? The reason I use a clay pad is because it lasts longer, it leaves less marring, and basically I can move very quickly with it, other than the clay bar itself. The clay bar is like a piece of plasticine somewhat, right? So we did this for the entire vehicle, all the doors, the roof, the bonnet, the entire vehicle, right? So I basically do this because when I am ready to buff now, the buffing pad is gonna pick up less contaminants. Basically, that is ideally what you want. You don't want the buffing pad to be contaminated and get thick with tar and build up and stuff that is on the surface there on the vehicle, right? So this is a spot here I'm getting ready to buff. So this is a spot here I am gonna do just to show a before and after, right? This is the paint is dull right now here, and this is the product I use, the one and done compound and finish, right? So I'm gonna use this product here now on this rear panel. Now this vehicle is in need of a, as I said, a paint job. The paint is faded really bad, so you really have to take your time in this buffing process, right? Follow the steps. You use the 4-pass system, up and down, side to side. You make sure you catch everywhere with the pad, the machine, right? Now I run in this machine at speed 5. Speed 5 is ideal for me. Speed 6 might be a little too fast. We don't want to go so crazy on the paint. Remember, the paint is old, so we need to take care that we don't take off any major layers of the paint, because we are not sure where on this car the paint, the bodywork that was done, we're not sure where might have less clear coat than some other areas. So we take our time and we do the buffing, right? So you'll see just doing this panel here to show you all. So this is me here just leveling off, well, not leveling off, removing the compound and finished product, right? So immediately you'll see a gloss, and afterwards you're gonna see 2 pictures of before and after. Now you'll see a difference, but not a big difference. Pictures often tend to be a little, I wouldn't say deceiving, but you know, in pictures and videos in vehicles, it's a little hard to tell the differences with the light and stuff, right? So if you take a look here, this is the finish here, finish the buffing. So we have the before here, which is dull, right? And then the after, which is here. So you all saw the difference, right? So we're gonna do this on the whole vehicle, right, to basically bring it back to life a little bit. Now here we have a scratch, right? Apparently it's white paint. It may be probably from a gate or somewhere the driver probably touched, right? So what we're gonna do here, remember I said that the paint is a bit delicate, so we are starting off with the least abrasive method to remove the scratch. So this is me using the white buffing pad and the compound and finished product. So by me using this, we are not getting any sort of results, right? All we got is a shine, which you all can see. But we want these marks removed as much as possible. So we're going to use compound now with a coarse pad, a blue pad. And this is 3M compound, by the way, that I am using here. And this stage, I got some results, right? So by looking at the video carefully, you're going to see that some of the finer marks were removed, right? Especially this area I'm focusing on right here. You're going to see some of the finer white marks removed. So this stage, it helped, but basically not enough, right? So from what I saw, I could have done a little sanding, right, to remove these marks. So after this process here, with this compound and this pad here, you're going to see me using a 2500 grit sandpaper, right, which is a very fine grit, which is not going to cut a lot of clear coat. We do not want to cut a lot of clear coat on this vehicle. As I mentioned before, the paint is in a bit of a condition, right? So you all see immediately saw some of the marks removed there, right? So after this here, you're going to see me using the sandpaper. The pads I'm using here, the compound is all available on the website, on YouTube as well, right? So So this is me putting the compound here. That's 3M compound. The link is in the description on the YouTube video if you all would like to purchase. Right, so this is the another step I'm gonna run here with the compound, and then that was the sandpaper there, and I am just sanding the edges of where the marks are, not the entire spot, the entire fender area, just the edges where the paint is, the white paint, that is the scratch. Right, and then after the sandpaper we have to go to compound. Remember, the process is an abrasion process, so we need to keep fining down, micro fining, lower grade, well, as in the case you would say higher grades of sanding, right? Because 2500, then we go to 3000, then we go to the compound, right? And then we go to the polish, right? So the compound and finish I use is the last step I would have used on the scratch. Right, and we did this. This is me just continuing here the compounding and finishing process on the vehicle using the Turtle Wax Hybrid one and done compound and finish product. You all would know by now this is my go-to product. Looking at all my videos, you'll see this product I use a lot. I would combine it also with different pads as well to get different levels of abrasion, right? Levels of paint correction, I would say also. Right, so I would be doing this on the entire vehicle, and then after we're gonna put ceramic wax on the vehicle, not a ceramic coat, just a ceramic wax, the Meguiar's ceramic wax. Right, so as you'll see here, I'm following the proper procedure, up and down, left to right, about 4 times, because you need, this paint is being restored. Right, so yeah, buff off your product, right, and basically move to the other panel until we get the car completed. Right, now this product, if you are doing a ceramic coat on this vehicle and you are using this product, a good tip is to have a second cloth to remove excess compound and finish from this surface, because sometimes during any light it might be a little deceiving that some might be remaining on the paint. Right, so this is the finished product here. I am going to use the ceramic wax now. Notice we have no protection on the bonnet, on the paint. So this is how we use this product. So we spray a little bit on the paint with the water on it, and we dry the area with the ceramic wax on it. Right, this product has a specific way that it has to be used to achieve results. So you'll see here, that's the white stuff, that's the product itself. You would wash it off now, right? And after washing it off, you're realizing the beading coming in here, right? That is basically what you want from this product, right? The beading is coming in here, a lot of beading, so water is not going to settle on this vehicle. And the ceramic wax adds as a layer of protection as well, just for a few months, right? So especially if the vehicle is parking outdoors, this product is ideal. And then after, we're going to spray on some more of the product and just wash it off this time, right? This is how this product works. We just wash it off and then we dry the vehicle, right, and prepare it to be delivered to the customer. So that's it today for this vehicle. Don't forget to like the pages, subscribe, share, also follow, comment on any tips on this product or any tips on this process you all might want to share as well. Also comment on the area where you are looking at this video from. What country are you from? You could give me a comment on my YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, right, or even Pinterest. Alright, so basically that's it for today. Tune in for more upcoming useful content later on my channels, on all my channels and social media platforms, also the website as well. Yeah, so that's it for now.